Next up in the AGFA 101 collaboration, as we discuss Lady Street Fighter, directed by James Bryan, the man that did The Executioner Part 2, Hell Riders, Don't Go Into the Woods, all kinds of 80s genre classics. This movie is a real kind of bonkers exploitation movie, obviously done on a low budget, and sometimes feels like an incomplete movie at times. We jump into a story with a girl being beaten up at the start of it. There's no real story behind it, it's just what we get to see. Turns out that she may have information that alludes to the bad guys doing bad things in their criminal empire. And then we jump to Linda Allen, her sister, who is flying in from abroad, who obviously English is not her first language, and she is investigating the death of her sister, trying to bring to justice, one way or another, those that killed her.
What sort of game is this?
Little inter-office politics.
Fairly simple plot, and with a title like Lady Street Fighter, you can expect plenty of action. You can expect it, you might not get it, but that doesn't really matter because there's a whole host of fun things going on here. It is very much an exploitation movie. It feels like it's part of the 70s. It feels heavily influenced by a lot of the movies that have come before it and captures a lot of the tone and the effort. There is a certain level of commitment here, a certain level of putting their all into the production, although it never quite lands or it feels polished or as produced as it should do. It does have a lot of effort behind it. That is a way of saying that it's not a perfect movie, but it is fun. It's a kind of movie that you want to sit down and tear to bits with friends if you have beers and a pizza and just laugh out loud at some of the craziness that's going on. A lot of that has to do with Renée Harmon, the lead actress, who is, I really do quite like her in this one. I feel that she's very charismatic and she's really trying a lot of the time. Because I think, I don't know, that English may not be her first language, a lot of the cadence and inflection in her language is just awesome.
Don't worry, you'll help.
It feels disconnected from the rest of the conversations that they're having, but it's wonderful. It is similarly like Tommy Wiseau in The Room, but yeah, well, it's just similar to that. It really is, where the inflections are just weirdly placed and timed within the way she talks. But I kind of like that. It can be confused, I would think, for poor acting, but I think it's just partially her dialect and the way that she normally speaks, and not fully maybe understanding everything what she's saying. I'm making excuses, I don't know.
I have to find out what's in the safe. Some way it's connected with Billy's death.
Lady Street Fighter is a fairly simple plot once you get going. What it kind of misses out on, and its really short runtime of 78 minutes, is the fact that it jumps places. You know, it doesn't have a complete layout of a story. It has the basis of what it wants to tell, and it's going to do everything to get to the next point, even if it has some coincidences happening along the way. I like the way that it's tied into the exploitation world. Exploitation cinema is something that I personally love, and I take great pride in enjoying these kind of low budget movies of people who aren't fully professionals but are really giving it a good go to achieve something like that. And I feel like they do go for it here. They've got car chases, they've got explosions, they've got fist fights, they've got plenty of action set pieces, some of them good, some of them not so good, but they really do try everything they can. And they have this incredibly catchy rip-off of the theme of The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, done in a kind of synthesizer throughout the movie, and it is incredibly catchy. In fact, it's been a couple of days since I watched the movie, and I cannot evade that tune at all, finding myself whistling it or humming it in random moments and just cursing myself for not being able to get it out of my head. Lady Street Fighter is incredibly fun. It's low budget, it's rough around the edges, but it's worthwhile in searching out. If you like these kind of movies, and you'll know if you're one of these people, check out the trailer definitely, then this could be a movie that you're going to enjoy. And let's have a look at the disc and see what kind of extras are on show here. Here we have the main menu for Lady Street Fighter. As you see, we've got the play feature, extras, and just the subtitles on and off. We're going to go into the extras, and we can see there's a commentary with director James Bryan and the AGFA team, the man behind the Hell Riders. We have a second movie, Revenge of Lady Street Fighter, running just over 90 minutes. This is a kind of sequel of sorts. Came out in 1990, and it repurposes a lot of footage from Lady Street Fighter, and seems as if it was almost abandoned, and they've tried to concoct a sequel from it. Interesting. You just don't want to watch it anytime near your first watch of Lady Street Fighter. Like, as I said, it repurposes a lot of that footage. And then we have street fighting trailers from the AGFA vaults. This 13-minute extra is all different kinds of exploitation action movies from the 70s that just look immense amounts of fun. And that is it for extras on this disc. So there we have it. Lady Street Fighter from AGFA 101 Films. I think it is a very interesting release. I like the addition of having the kind of pseudo sequel tied in there as well as an extra on the disc, and I cannot wait to see what's going to come next from 101 Films and the AGFA releases, because I know a few of the titles that are coming up and they genuinely have me excited, including another one from James Bryan which never heard of. Fully willing to give it a shot. I'd love to know what you think of Lady Street Fighter, maybe even the sequel, these AGFA movies. Is it something that's for you or not for you? Why? I'd love to know. Let's have a conversation in the comment box. A little discussion about exploitation cinema is always welcome. As always, there is more content of mine up here that you can check out, and if you think I deserve it, hit this video with a like button. Only takes a second to click that thumbs up. And if you want to really support me this year, you can go to the membership program or the Patreon for as little as 99p a month. You can really help the upkeep and running of this channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Man v Film.